In our lifetime, as a matter of fact, just a couple months ago, we witnessed the most expensive commercial in history. But before I get into this video, go over to my website, highimpactflicks.com, and sign up for my free newsletter. I'll be giving out a free ebook in the next 48 hours that you're going to want to get your hands on. Also, take a look at my shirt store and grab a hard-hitting design that's sure to get some snowflake tears going and spark some interesting conversations. The links are in the description. So what's the most expensive commercial in the history of mankind? Remember this little gem from Procter & Gamble as they attempted to school society on how real men should behave, as they went out of their way to diss white guys as suffering the incurable disease of toxic masculinity? The name of the video is "We Believe the Best Men Can Be, Gillette Short Film." They should have entitled it "The Best a Soy Boy Beta Male Can Get." Even as they attempt to delete comments and perform 24/7 damage control by also deleting dislikes to the tune of hundreds of thousands of dislikes disappearing, this 31 million view video, published in January of 2019, still has over 1.5 million dislikes. And of the 438,000 comments, you'll search in vain to find one positive comment, with most of the negative comments telling the world how they'll never use Gillette products or Procter & Gamble products ever again. So how much did this ad end up costing parent company Procter & Gamble? In this article from CNBC entitled "Procter & Gamble Writes Down Gillette Business But Remains Confident in Its Future," we read, despite Procter & Gamble's write-down of its struggling Gillette brand, executives express confidence about the future of the shaving business. P&G reported an impairment charge of $8 billion in the fiscal fourth quarter, resulting in a net loss of $5.2 billion. The one-time non-cash charge was to adjust the carrying values of Gillette's goodwill and intangible assets. Blind to its own self-inflicted wound, the company's woke team of mentally deranged executives blamed currency devaluations and the market contraction of blades and razors, primarily in developed markets where men are growing beards and don't need their blades. But the free market through the internet, primarily from this dingbat SJW-inspired video, gives us an honest view of the $8 billion impairment or damage or deterioration charge. And the hilarious irony is that Gillette sells blades, the same exact blades they metaphorically used to slit their own fiscal throats. If you've been keeping up with the stats on this video, you're aware that they had far more dislikes than they're currently showing. And the real number of comments, no doubt, numbers closer to 1 million rather than less than 500,000. The bottom line is that Procter took a huge gamble and decided to pander to the SJW anti-white guy outrage mob and lost. The market has spoken. Nobody's got time for social justice, brain-numbing, race-baiting, leftist pandering nincompoopery. And before I present to you the Gillette commercial I made the way it should have been presented, let's take a look at some of the comments under the video. This guy made the same observation I noted. It's been about 6 months since I last came to this YouTube clip. How come the number of dislikes has dropped by several 100,000? That's not very liberal or woke, is it? This guy responds, "I must have reinstated my dislike of this video 4 or 5 times so far. I suspect it's the same for many other guys." And this guy says, "Who cares how many times they wipe our dislikes? They can't wipe out losing $8 billion from us." This guy says, "Committed to never buying Gillette in my lifetime, and I will make every effort to stop others from buying when I'm shopping. Thank you, Gillette. You may go now." Warp Chaos says, "A society that emasculates its men will quickly be replaced by one that doesn't." That reminds me of a quote I read somewhere that says, "Soft men create hard times." This guy says, "A man can get better than Gillette, and you've had 8 billion examples." Marketing 101, never insult your customer. Life 101, Do not cut the hand that feeds you. Jason says, get woke, take an $8 billion write-down. I guess that's pretty broke. So here's that same Gillette commercial the way it should have been done if they were telling the truth about the ad's real objective. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. When you look in the mirror in the morning, what do you see? If it's anything resembling Caucasian, the odds of you being highly toxic, worthy of gun confiscation, and a borderline terrorist are extremely high. At Gillette, we realized a long time ago that providing a cheap, reliable, disposable razor wasn't good enough. As proud members of the slave labor exploiting Procter & Gamble family, we feel that injecting our pathetic values into the current anti-white male narrative by assembling and placing the most ridiculous, hypocritical, and virtue-signaling ad into the collective consciousness of the masses is a great way to put a new face, a fresh face, a soy face, a gender-fluid face, an all-inclusive except for white heterosexual male face onto one of the most popular brands in the world. Even though in our original ad campaign we depicted a black rapper grossly exploiting and objectifying two women, we disingenuously took that out to reflect the fallacy we're trying to shove down your sheep-like, gullible, entitled throats. That the most toxic masculinity on this planet must come from you white heterosexual males who will probably not want to buy our products ever again. But that's a chance Gillette is willing to take. We have and will continue to use our crappy gender non-specific razors to cut off our nose to spite our face. Because we are the best a man can get.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am, we're the best a ma'am can get. Sorry, ma'am, who has no problem acting like a 2-year-old and causing property damage because someone didn't use the right gender pronoun. And while our ad tries to paint this white guy out as highly toxic because he simply corrected what this woman said in front of all these other privileged white guys in this boardroom meeting, we hope like hell you don't catch us and call us out on our gross hypocrisy for engaging in some serious female objectifying. After all, we felt and still do feel, even though we want to make you melon and challenged, white men feel bad for innocuous things like letting your kids scrap during a barbecue, that Gillette is the best an ass can get. I mean, the best a man can get.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Sorry, the best a ma'am can get. Never mind that we wrapped these attractive young white women in skin-tight plastic clothing and slapped our names on their cute little asses so we could attract the attention of what we now call toxic white males for doing things like going after cute girls who also have cute asses. We want you to know that your toxic, white, privileged, and disgusting masculinity, which we've tried many times to exploit ourselves to boost our quarterly sales, will no longer be tolerated and will be dealt with speedily by the nearest virtuous man of color in your area. Gillette is the best a hypocritical gender non-binary gender fluid man can get.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Excuse me, the best a 2-year-old uber reactionary undisciplined property damaging ma'am can get. Gillette is the proud sponsor of the Soy Boy Beta games. When you have no balls to say what needs to be said in a world that calls truth hate speech, a world where you can't misgender someone without getting slapped with a lawsuit by a green-haired college student with a lip ring who pulled her SJW privilege card, Gillette really is the best an emasculated leftist can get. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Also, check out over 100 hard-hitting designs in the shirt store, and if you want to support more content, hit me up on Patreon or PayPal. All those links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.